All right, welcome back, everybody. This video will be just a little bit different than the others because what I'm going to ask you to do is to stay with me for a minute and then pause this video. And in the description, you will see links to 3 other videos on YouTube. Those are all commercials. And the idea here is that I want to talk to you about how these commercials use Monroe's motivated sequence as a structure. They use it a little differently, but they all use it. And there's a reason for that. It's because it's so effective. I mean, products like the ones we'll see here and others, they have a lot of money in advertising budgets, as many of you know. And if there was a better structure to use, they would have done that by now. And so this one is still the way it is. We will use Monroes in our own way. Here is just another way to use it. And the reason I'm showing this to you is a couple of things. One, I want you to just become more familiar with the flow and how it works in terms of attention, problem or need, solution or cure, visualization, call to action. I also want you to see how that can be sort of loose and that you can still accomplish the same things um, to varying degrees. And I think you'll see that through these commercials. Okay, so if you would, the first commercial is the ASPCA Arms of the Angel commercial with Sarah McLachlan. You've probably seen it before, but watch it again, please. And then pause this video, click on that link to open in a new window, and then come back to me and I will talk to you about what I think regarding that video. Go ahead. All right. So what'd you think? I mean, first of all, if you got past the whole, disabled dogs that look like they have been just beaten to, terrible shape and that they're all struggling, fine. It's hard to watch. I am a dog lover, so I get that. We'll focus, though, on Monroe's motivated sequence. So the first step is the attention. How did they go about getting your attention in that ad? Well, they did 3 things. One, they used the song, right? So now if you're not watching your TV, anybody that hears that, that's been watching television most times over the last 20 years, they hear that song and they think not of Sarah McLachlan, the singer, but the dogs. Okay. So they start out with that. It's a song. The second one are the images. So now you hear the song, you look at your TV, and you see these really sad looking animals, right? They're in bad shape. It makes your heartstrings tug a little bit. And third, while you're watching, they then go between these images of sad dogs with statistics. This many dogs were abused or neglected. For some of them, they were able to get help, but for this huge number of others, help came too late, right? Watch what they did there. They just transitioned you into the need. So they've got stats that are telling you, oh, give your attention. Can you believe this many dogs have this problem? Oh, wait, there's a problem. Yes, dogs are beaten, they're neglected, they're abused, they're left out in the cold, these sorts of things. We see that in the words on the screen and the images on the screen. That's when Sarah McLachlan starts to talk, because what she does is explain how to fix the problem. And if you go back, that's when she's like, hi, I'm Sarah McLachlan. Will you be an angel for one of these animals for only this small amount of money? You too can save an animal, right? And I respect the hustle. But I mean, it's Monroe's motivated sequence. The solution is you call this number, you pledge this amount of money, and you make it a repeating gift, and we will provide care and food for these animals that I think she says need it so desperately, right? So, I mean, you've got the solution to solve that problem. Then you've got the visualization. The pictures get a little brighter, right? If you watch that, the dogs look a little happier now. And then she says things like, if you call now, we'll also send you this beautiful bag or the subscription to the ASPCA and a picture of an animal that you helped. It's going to be so much better. You're going to feel so much better because these problems aren't going to be problems anymore. We're going to solve those. And we're going to make sure that you feel nice about it. So we're going to send you some stuff. And what do you need to do? Call. Call when? Right now. That's the commercial. Right? So that's Monroe's motivated sequence in pure, I think, just beautiful action. I mean, that's as purely as you'll see it, I think, in a commercial, at least that I'm aware of. Now, the next commercial does the same thing, does it a little different. It's shorter. There's fewer words. but I think you'll see that one as well. This is the Life Alert commercial. So go ahead, pause me, watch the Life Alert, and come back. All right, that one's something. So let's talk about it. How did they start out to get your attention? Well, a couple things, right? The ominous music, there was just boom, sort of this sound that was eerie. Then the color of the screen wasn't black and white, it wasn't color, it was like sepia, or I think that's how you say that. I'm not sure, sorry if that's wrong, but it's this just sort of really, depressing tone to the screen. And then you hear grandma from the background, help, help me, I've fallen and I can't get up. Right? So now you've got your attention there. Then the voice starts to talk, right? Every however many minutes in the US, a tragedy happens. That's the problem. It can happen to anybody. But the solution is Life Alert. Now you've always got someone right here, right? You push your button and you are ready. If you need help, you just push it. And then a nice little guy that pops up in the commercial in his little outfit will call and send an ambulance for you, and they're going to help you. And then they say, of course, it's going to be better. How do we know that? Well, because we see the lady tell us, right? The spokesperson. Notice that now she is very much alive. Everything around her is green and bright and in bloom. Things look like life is everywhere. And she's talking about, I feel great. I'm independent, or whatever she says. And, then it goes to call now, right? So there's your Monroes motivated sequence. But a little deeper than that, think about other things from that attention getter. Notice the kind of house it was. I mean, this wasn't the kind of house I grew up in. This house is nice. I mean, it's located, if you look around at it, you've got, nice woodwork on the walls. You've got a fireplace with a mantle. You've got pots and pans hanging from racks. There's one version, I don't think it's in this one, where they show a shot from outside the window where you've got like these two super Caucasian stay-at-home moms with their jogging outfits and their strollers, and there's talking to the guy that's delivering the mail by hand in the little satchel. What they're saying with all that is, this is a nice, safe neighborhood, and nothing will stop tragedy from striking you because you live in a nice, safe neighborhood. If you're going to die from something that we can stop with Life Alert, it's going to get you. You better get one. I mean, that's the deeper stuff, right? And so this one, we talked about emotional appeals. I mean, obviously the dog pictures from the first example can cause some heartstrings to get tugged on. But for this one, maybe you can't appreciate it yet, maybe, but for someone like me, like my parents are in their 70s, I'm in my 40s. My parents are the type of folks that might need Life Alert now, right? Life Alert targeted me and my parents with that commercial. For my parents, they see themselves in grandma laying at the bottom of the steps, yelling for help, and nobody's coming. I don't want to be that burden to my family where they find me that way. And oh my God, if I just had Life Alert. Now they feel anxious and they feel they're duty bound to do something so that I don't have to be the only child that walks in and sees my mom at the bottom of the steps, dead or dying. They also target me because it's sort of like, that could happen to your mom any day now, So you haven't bought them Life Alert yet. You must not care about your parents. All right, so now if they don't buy it, I feel like I should. And if I don't, they feel like they should. Either way, Life Alert sells units. So again, they're using Monroe's motivational sequence, but they're really charging up the emotions that are attached to get sales. Okay, last video. This is a oldie but a goodie. This is the Snuggie. If you're not familiar with that one, I don't know how you missed it, but check it out and come back. We'll talk about the video and maybe a little about the product. All right. Okay, so if you didn't figure it out yet, the Snuggie is a robe turned around backwards. That's all it is, right? But a Snuggie is a Snuggie. Now, the commercial, again, uses Monroe's motivated sequence. Motivated sequence. Let's talk about the steps here. So for the attention getter, if you remember, they did a couple things. They, one, used a weird color on the screen again. It's kind of like the Life Alert, but this one was blue. They're kind of greenish blue, depending on your screen. But it was not a normal TV color, where if you're sitting at home watching TV, especially 10, 20 years ago when this started, and you saw this color, your first thought would be, man, my TV's going out. And you're just going to look right at it. They got you, right? So you're there. Not only that, but they did some really nice rhyming. Go back and watch that again. You know, do you have a chill but don't want to pay a ton in your electric bill? Like, okay, thanks, Karen. But so they grab our attention in that way. Also, while they're doing that, they tell us the problem. It's drafty. You got a blanket. You know, you can't use your arms. Everything's restricted. Oh man, but hang on, because the solution, the satisfaction is the big chunk, and that is the Snuggie. And it goes through all the different things that Snuggies can do and how they're better and different and all this, which blends then the solution and the visualization. I want us to keep it much more separated, but they are combining like attention getter, need, solution, visualization, and of course the call now is the call now. By the way, you saw that commercial. They're sitting in Snuggies around a fire. I'm pretty sure they're very flammable. And if you ever go to a loved one's sporting event or special occasion wrapped in a Snuggie, that's something you might want to discuss with that person first. Anyway, all right. So that wraps up Monroe's motivated sequence. What we will do, again, be back in class after spring break, because we will do a demo on that first day back where we go again from a blank outline to the full lecture basically planned out in our hour that we have together, using the same outline template, just applying Monroes to it. The attention getter will be at the very beginning, like your introduction. Your 3 body points on that outline are going to be need, satisfaction, visualization, and where your closure's at now at the end, that's the call to action, right? So I'll show you how that will work, but it's using that outline and just laying Monroe's motivated sequence over the top of it and letting it work together so you don't have to worry about a lot of fillers. The next video, we'll talk about planning your lecture out and some things to consider. That one will be the last one that we will have in this series. So I will get that up for you before long. All right, I'm going to take a break from making videos all day. But again, as always, if you have questions about any of this content, please feel free, encouraged, and I insist, email me, ask the questions, let me help in any way that I can. I'm trying to do this video approach so that we can stay on track together. But if this is going to get you left behind, speak up and let me know. I'm glad to meet. We can do one-on-one. We can do Zoom. We can meet downtown during class time. I'm flexible. All right. Take care, and I will see you soon. Thanks.